Oh god, it's episode 15. God, it's almost like this feeling like work now.
It's fun work though.
Yeah, we missed last week. Stuff came up.
Hmm.
One of the things that came up was you were in a car accident again.
Yes. Yes. So the first car accident was like super minor, nothing bad, right? It was just an incident that had happened. This dude had a garbage bag fly out from the back of his pickup and run straight into my bumper. This other car accident was work related. So I was driving to an area that is about an hour and a half away from where I live. And that particular morning, we had a super bad blizzard. And for work, I drive a Chevy van that is not four-wheel drive and does not have studded tires. And I do not have chains for that vehicle either, all of which my boss is aware of, right? So I was driving up and over a mountain to get to this area.
Alright.
And when I got to the peak of said mountain on the highway there, and I was coming down from it, and I had slid off of the road and came to a stop pretty abruptly. I've never been in a car accident before, and so that was the first time I've ever like really had a wreck. So I kind of like sat forward, which is not the smartest thing, and I realize that now. But in sitting forward, I smacked my head against the steering wheel, going about 40 miles an hour,
Jesus.
and suffered a severe concussion. It took I like immediately after the accident, I was like shaking because I was nervous, and then I started to feel really dizzy, and then lightheaded, and then I got out of my van and threw up. Um, and I don't believe I lost consciousness, but the doctors believe that I did. So I don't think that I did though. But based on my brain scan that they did, they're like, you probably lost consciousness for a little bit after the accident.
Maybe.
So I had to then wait to get towed out because I didn't hit a tree or anything. I just kind of like there was a big mound of dirt, frozen solid dirt that I hit, and so it stopped my van. But there wasn't any severe damage to my van, so they were able to pull me out. And then I had to drive myself an hour to get to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, I told them who I was and what had happened. But when I was sitting in the emergency room, or in the, like I was, I don't know what that room's called, the bed. I was in the ER, basically, right?
Okay.
And I was starting to forget things, not necessarily forget, but just not know what was going on. So like the nurse came in and asked me who I was, which I could barely answer. And then she asked me what year it was, and I said it was 2020. So that was the wrong year. She asked me who the president was, and I said it was Donald, not the president anymore. And she asked me where I was, and I was like, I don't really know. I guess I'm in the hospital. And she said, yep, you have a severe concussion, so try not to fall asleep. We're going to get you some medication. And anyway, yeah, so I suffered a severe concussion, and then I tore up my right shoulder from the accident. So I have to do physical therapy this Monday, and I am on week 3, and I'm feeling a lot better than I did the first 2 weeks. But yeah,
Well, that's good.
yeah, that was my accident. So I've been off of work for 3 weeks now.
But you said your head hit the steering wheel.
Yeah,
What about airbags?
airbags didn't deploy.
They didn't?
Yeah, they did not deploy. So I don't know if something is wrong with my airbag system. They definitely should have deployed, because anything over 35 miles an hour triggers airbag deployment. But yeah, they didn't deploy. So I don't know why.
I would get that looked at.
Yeah, my boss is a very great gentleman, and he doesn't seem too concerned about my well-being or the fact that the van didn't, you know, operate as expected. So,
I would wonder if there are any airbags actually in that vehicle.
that would be a good question. I don't know if they are. It says they are. That's
It
all I got
says.
for that, yeah, the van says airbag. They didn't deploy though, and that incident sucked. I had plans later that week that I had to cancel, which sucked. Like in my personal life, like I was going to take a vacation with my girlfriend and her family that I couldn't do, because I couldn't like fucking speak. It hurt to think for a long time.
Yeah, where were you guys gonna go?
We were gonna go camping in Central Oregon, but so we couldn't do that, so we had to reschedule all that shit. And then after that, yeah, I basically just had to stay home. My girlfriend this Monday got her wisdom teeth removed.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so like I have a concussion and she has her wisdom teeth removed, so we're both kind of fucked and trying to take care of each other.
And before that, do you want to check the Twitch real quick and see if the audio's good?
Yep.
Because it'd suck if we just went through all of that and had fucked audio.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that has been my life for basically the past 3 weeks. Is just trying to take it easy and not do much.
See, when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I didn't do like one or two at a time. I did all of them. Yeah, all in one go.
She did 2 in November, her top 2, and then she did her bottom 2 this last time.
Fuck that, I did all 4, man. Let's get that shit done.
I got my wisdom teeth removed when I was in San Diego.
I had oral surgery done before as well. I had a 3rd set of teeth growing in. Like there were the baby teeth, then there were adult teeth. I had a 2nd set of adult teeth growing under my adult teeth.
Jesus.
So that 3rd set of teeth we had to have cut out.
Yeah.
That was a bitch to do.
I bet.
No, I don't remember why. I think I wasn't put on anesthesia. I was put through what they called like twilight sleep.
Oh, okay.
Which essentially you're awake, but you're not quite there.
Right. You're just at the cusp of being unconscious.
Essentially, yeah. And so I was like awake through all of it, and like, tap your leg and stuff if it feels uncomfortable, if you start to feel stuff, so we can give you more. They couldn't put me through twilight sleep all the way. It was not working on me.
Eesh. Shit.
So I was up and awake as they were doing it. So I had to feel them cut through everything.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, no shit.
They just numbed me, because they can't put you under when you're in boot camp. So they just numbed me. They gave me like 3 numbing shots, and I only had to get wisdom teeth removed on my left side. It was pretty cool though. So I'm sitting there in the little chair, dentist chair, and one of the corpsmen walks up to me, one of the naval personnel. He walks up to me and he's like, "What kind of song do you want to listen to?" And I haven't listened to music in like 3 weeks at that time, so I had to like try to remember what music I liked.
Music? What's that, sir?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I was like, "What music? What the fuck is that?" And I told him I want to listen to "Numb" by Linkin Park. And he could not stop laughing. He's like, "I have never heard a recruit request such a perfect song to get their teeth removed." It was hilarious. So it's like,
Oh,
I am so numb. Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, and the doctor walked in and he started laughing.
the thing
And
is,
he
you were
was,
probably completely serious about it too.
yeah, yeah,
You
and
weren't
he
even
just
trying to
started
make a joke.
laughing. Uh-uh. And he's like, I can't believe you have picked this song. That's funny. We're about to numb you right now. um, I was
No,
lucky,
no, no, no.
which most people, I guess, don't have molars that are impacted. So he was able to just reach him with basically some forceps, some pliers, and pull the teeth out, which sounded violent as fuck. Um, but there was another recruit in my squad that had to get his jaw broken, and that poor dude looked disgusting after. But
Yeah, there are people that are like that that have to get their jaw broken just
mhm.
in order to do stuff.
Yeah, his were severely impacted, so they had to break apart his jaw and go digging in there for it. And mind you, we can't go under, so he's just numb while they're doing this.
Oh, there's another. There's something. I'm trying to remember what it is. Some people have it, and it's their jaw is like fucked up in some way, and I don't remember what it's called. Uh, I know
Some
Jeff from Rooster Teeth.
some
He has
people
it.
are severely unlucky where uh they have a big enough jawbone that they can support a molar to grow in sideways and at an angle. And I feel bad for those people because they go digging in there for all of that tooth, right? And they have to go in at an angle, which is super hard. I was fortunate; mine were kind of up and down, which was pretty nice. But it was pretty wicked looking to see a tooth that was like an inch or two long,
Yeah.
come out of your jaw. You're just like, holy shit, those are that long. Why, yes, sir, they are.
Oh, what the? I'm trying to remember what it was because it's. This is gonna bother. It's gonna
Yeah,
bother
so
me for like ever now if I don't figure this out.
I have a concussion. I'm disoriented and fucked up, and I'm trying to take care of her. She went under. She had anesthesia,
Oh, lucky
and
her.
yeah, and so that was pretty bad to take care of her because she has a very upsettable stomach, and so she's just throwing up the entire time and is miserable. Um,
I
and not be able to eat solid food and stuff like that as well.
see.
And
I don't
then
think I threw up.
yeah, it was bad. I didn't throw. I don't. I remember getting nauseous because they prescribed me some anti-nausea medicine. Um, but I don't. I think I might have thrown up once, just from the sheer pain. um, because as soon as that numbing wore off, I was fucked. Um, they did give me hydrocordones though, so I did have some painkillers, which was nice, and that definitely helped.
I think I
had a
had
pretty funny.
Percocet.
Whew. He had the extra strong stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they gave me hydrocordones, and I have a pretty funny story about taking one too many. Um, so in boot camp, I double dosed, which is something you should never do,
Okay.
ever, especially with painkillers. And um, what had happened is I went to bed that night, right, and I took my pill, and then I had forgot that I took my pill, so I took another one, like almost like 30 minutes apart, maybe. And yeah, so I fell asleep hard. I think that was the best night of sleep I ever got. But I woke up, right? And when I woke up, I felt like energized and like ready to go because I'm all basically high on painkillers. And so I'm like, fuck, I feel amazing. Let's do this. All like super hyper. My heart rate's super high and I'm just like ready to go. And we go to the chow hall for breakfast. And in the line, I start to come off of the painkillers, which if you take more than you're supposed to and you come off of that, you can pass out. And basically that's what I did. So I felt like all the color in my body left, and I felt so weak in my knees. I told the guy behind me, you got to catch me. I'm going to fall. And he grabbed the back of my blouse, the back of my jacket, and he held me up while I basically sat there and tried not to die. So I was telling my girlfriend about that horror story, and I was like, just make sure you don't take more than you're supposed to, because it's not a fun time coming off of them.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I lay down in bed. Mm-hmm. I was essentially bedridden for the most part.
Yeah, I wish I could have laid down in bed, but...
Well, I was a kid.
Oh.
So, there's that. But I just remember seeing some dude in a black like trench coat and bowler hat and Ozzy Osbourne sunglasses standing at my door. That was about how my experience went with that.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
I'd lay down on the couch with like a thing of ice cream and watch shit. Mm-hmm. That's about how it went for me. Trying to see if I can remember it. When I was in my four-wheeler accident, I don't think I even had painkillers.
I remember the first time I had morphine.
I don't even know if I couldn't tell you. Well, maybe I did have morphine, I think, because I had a ruptured spleen.
Ay.
Yeah, again, this is when I was really young. Some kid threw a 5-pound weight, like a frisbee, and it hit me, and it ruptured my spleen.
Jesus.
I didn't know it did, and I limped home. Like, kids are durable as shit, by the way. I had a ruptured spleen. I'm holding my side like this, and I'm limping home in severe pain, thinking I'm gonna die. I finally get home, and my mom's there, and I'm laying down on the couch. She went to go get the weight so that we'd know, and then I went to the hospital. I was just like hospital ridden for like a while. I didn't have to have surgery.
Just kind of just let you die slowly.
I don't know what exactly they did. I don't remember. It's been so long. But I healed, but it took a while. And then like I was essentially again like bedridden.
Wow.
So that I may have had morphine for that one.
It's a possibility. I'm pretty sure I had morphine for the first time when I broke my arm. So I had broke both my ulna and my radius, and they kind of like traded places. Yeah, so I was in a soft cast for a really long time and just taking like some type of painkiller. I don't think it was hydrocodones. I think it was like naproxen, like basically just like beefier Tylenol. Right?
Yeah, that's what I take for headaches.
Yeah, so that was my painkiller, which isn't really that great of a painkiller.
That's a pain reliever.
Yeah, and so I had to stop taking my pain pills for a 24-hour period because they were prepping me for surgery. So I had a broken arm. I was in severe fucking pain. We get to the hospital, and the doctors we're like, you know what? It's actually not that bad of a break as we thought it was, so we're not gonna do surgery. And I was like, you fucking assholes! I'm sitting here in pain. I think I was like 13 at the time.
Did you have like pins?
No, nothing. No. You only get pins if you have surgery.
Okay.
So I didn't have. I was in just a soft cast. That's it. They like didn't even reset my arm or anything really.
I didn't break my arm, but I had a fracture, and it started from like here.
Eey.
And I remember I was in a cast for a while.
Mm-hmm.
After that, though, when I got out of the cast, my arm didn't want to stay in one spot. Like, it'd keep moving backwards on its own. Like, so if I'm walking, like, imagine, like, your arm's by your side, and all of a sudden it starts lifting out behind you. Like this.
Jesus.
That's what it kept wanting to do, because it was not used to where it was. It's not used to being in a normal position.
Yeah, so that was the first time that I had morphine. I just remember the nurse or whatever, he had like morphine ready because he was like, this kid hasn't had any painkillers. I can imagine what he's going through. And so he comes up to me and he's like, we're gonna give you morphine. Have you ever had this before? And I was like, no, I have not. And he's like, all right, it's gonna hit you pretty hard, and you're not gonna feel anything, and you're gonna feel really good. And he was like, all right, whatever, as long as I'm not in pain anymore. And he put the morphine in, and within like a second, because it was in my IV.
Yeah, it goes. You feel it hit.
Oh, dude, I felt so heavy. I like melted into the bed, the hospital bed. And it was insane. I was just like, wow, I feel heavy.
Yeah.
I feel really good right now. And the nurse was like, yeah, just let me know when that wears off, and we'll give you some more as needed with your pain. And eventually they put me on a drip. So, like, I press a button and get pain medication. And it was, like, on a timer, you know, and I couldn't, like, keep pressing it, you know, or whatever. But, yeah, that was the first time I ever had morphine. And that is definitely heroin.
They didn't even do that for me when I had my four-wheeler. When I had my four-wheeler accident, it flipped, and the metal brake on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That hit my skull.
Hey.
So, and it from like right here, it came through like here, and here. It just made like a J in my head, and cut through all the nerve endings, and I broke it off.
Oh my god!
I broke the metal brake on a four-wheeler.
How fast were you going?
I don't remember how it happened. I remember we're about to go up a steep hill, but it wasn't like that steep. But like, I've done it before. Mm-hmm. I don't know why why I would have problems with this now, but I remember going, and I'm about to go up, like I'm about to move forward to go up the hill, and I remember blacking out. I remember waking up halfway up the hill, and my four-wheeler's like this, and I kept trying, and then I wake up again, and I'm rolling down the hill, and then when I come back to, I'm on the ground crawling.
Fuck.
That's all I remember.
Jesus. Yeah, I have my fair share of four-wheeler accidents too.
Yeah, and so right now, like, we have like a shirt covering my head, and I'm like laying on my back because we're trying to figure out how the fuck to get me, because we're in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. Usually you're nowhere convenient.
Yeah, I'm nowhere convenient right now, and my head's split open, literally.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out something. Thank God we could call someone to be there when I get back, and he's like, and we talked to, and my cousin's boyfriend is there, and he gets me back, and really I'm not even angry at him or anything, but I have to be pissed off at someone, so I chose him.
Yep.
And for no real reason other than I had to blame someone right now, and like, just keep talking to me, for the love of God, don't let me fall asleep. keep me talking. That's what I'm saying. I'm the one saying this and giving this advice, and everyone else is freaking out like, hi, I'm holding a shirt to my split open head. Can we just, like, not, let me fall asleep? Can we keep talking, please? And so I ride on the back of a four-wheeler all the way back, which was a good, I don't know, mile or so. And then we get me in a SUV. And then we drive me... I don't even think it was a hospital as much as it was like a medical, like, ER clinic. Like, I don't remember. I just remember sitting in the back seat holding my head and being against the window of the SUV. And then I remember them, like, trying to sew up my head. And then that's about it. After that, I was just like, I am fucked.
I was hauling ass down the street, and one of my front axles broke. And I'm going. It was a 150cc four-wheeler, so I couldn't have been going much over 30 miles an hour at top speed on that thing. But I was hauling ass, and the front axle broke, and I came to an immediate stop, and my chest hit the handlebars.
Ooh, shit.
That fucking hurt so bad. I was lucky enough to not break my sternum or anything there, but I had the biggest just bruise from, like...
Yeah, I'd fucking imagine. I bet you had the wind knocked out of you, too.
Yeah, it sucked. I was sitting there, I can't remember how old I was. I had to have been in my early teens.
Yeah, that was the same with me.
Dude, it sucked. Having the wind knocked out of you always sucks, because you panic. You can't breathe, and you're like, what the fuck? And so I'm sitting there trying to, like, compose myself, crying, and just, like, not having a good time at all.
I didn't cry, mainly because I couldn't feel it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it cut through all my nerves in that spot, so I could not feel it for the life of me.
Can you feel that spot?
Yeah, I get, like,
you can?
Phantom. Like, I don't call it phantom pains, but it's like a phantom feeling of something there. I can feel it, like, right now since we're talking about it, and yeah. I can, it just through that whole spot following that scar, I can feel it right now.
I remember there was another time where, and at this time I was on a 450cc, so it's a little bit of a beefier four-wheeler that could go a little bit faster. But I was going down this pavement road at, like, top speed of that four-wheeler, and I had hit a pretty big rock that I wasn't expecting to be there, and my four-wheeler flipped, and I had flown off of the four-wheeler. This was when I had first got our helmets. All the time before this, I never wore a helmet, right? The very first day that we got a helmet is the very first time I had an accident, and the entire left side of that helmet was scratched all the hell. But somehow or another, I was completely fine. Like, I didn't have a scratch anywhere else on my body. The four-wheeler was fine, but my helmet was fucked.
I'm trying to remember what kind of... I think it was an Arctic Cat four-wheeler that I was on.
Yeah, I can't remember the brand of the four-wheeler that I was on.
Yeah, I didn't wear a helmet either.
Yeah.
In case you don't know.
This was the first time... Like, I think I had been riding four-wheelers for, like...
Yeah!
A year, 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, I've been doing it all my life.
Without a fucking helmet. And, the very first day, my dad's like, you guys need helmets if you're going to be riding those. You know? I was like, what the fuck? So we went out and got helmets, right? We got pretty nice helmets, good ones. But the very first day that we got them, I fucking scratched the ever-living shit out of it. And that was the first time I think I ever had an accident on a four-wheeler, too.
My first and only accident, and my last one too, because after that, I did not want to get back on a four-wheeler ever again.
Yeah, I this most severe accident I had, which I don't ever recommend if you're on a four-wheeler to be on a four-wheeler with two people, ever. It's just not a good idea. But and I learned the hard way. But my brother was operating and driving the four-wheeler, and I was sitting behind him, and it had just rained that day, so we were going through the mud and being kids or whatever, and we get back onto the street. My brother takes this turn, a little sharp, which is normal for us. We're kind of like that. But what, unbeknownst to me, like the shoes that I was wearing did not have any sole or grip on them whatsoever. And I was wearing shoes, which also probably not a good idea. But so my foot had got off of the grip and went underneath the tire. Yeah, so I have a severe scar on my left foot. Luckily, that's all that happened. I didn't break anything. I just had a major scar, and it is the first time in my life that I have ever seen bare bone, which is insane. You think you know the color white, but your bones are super white, like crazy white. It was scary. Like it kind of was blinding me to look at.
Yeah.
And so I have like a scar, probably about 1.5 inches, and it's a circular scar, but it had took all of the flesh off to bare bone, which was pretty scary.
Oh god,
that was my most severe. So after, to get to my point, after that I stopped riding four-wheelers for a lot of years.
I just stopped I couldn't do it again,
dude. I had PTSD for a long time.
Yeah, essentially, because again, like nerves were taken, and it was all the way down to my skull.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I didn't want to get on a four-wheeler ever again. I was not okay with that.
It took a long time for me to get on a four-wheeler again. I remember the first time I got back onto a four-wheeler, it was, I think that was the slowest I ever drove a four-wheeler in my life. Because I was like, I'm just going to go slow. So I basically stuck to first gear and just went like a walking pace on the four-wheeler. Recently, though, I've been doing a lot more ATVing because my girlfriend's dad has a pretty sick razor that goes like 80 miles an hour on a dirt road, so it's pretty fun. But he does have crossbars that come over the top, so even if we flip it at 80 miles an hour, we're probably going to be okay. And he has 5-point harness that he's going to install. He hasn't installed them yet, so we just have like a regular seatbelt, which is.
You sure that's a four-wheeler?
Huh?
Are you sure that's a four-wheeler?
It's not a four-wheeler. It's a razor. It's like one of the 4-person ATVs.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it has the whole fucking roof over it. And...
that sounds more like a golf cart for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's a golf cart that goes like.
It's a souped-up golf cart.
You've had to have seen them. A lot of people take them to do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen them before.
His has a turbo in it and everything, so it goes super fast, very quickly, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I don't think I could get back on a four-wheeler, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, it took some time, but as I said, I recently got rid of my sports car. I had a turboed Veloster, which very fast vehicle.
Hang on. You said turbo Veloster?
Yep.
I'm pulling up an image now and gonna put it on screen.
Doesn't look like a sports car, but
it looks like a minivan or something. Like
it's a hatchback.
Yeah, it's on screen now.
I'm looking on Twitch now. It'll be delayed before I see it though. But it goes about 210. Gets 210 horsepower. Front wheel drive, and definitely a fast car. I had put some nice racing tires on it, some nice grippies, so I could take corners at 60 miles an hour like a dumbass.
Yeah, it's on screen now.
Yeah, Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, mine was black, like the one you're showing. Um, and the anyway, what I'm getting to is that it had a turbo. It went super fast. Now I'm in a truck that doesn't have a turbo, and I gotta say, I miss the turbo, which is why I like uh, my girlfriend's dad's ATV because it has a turbo. I miss that feeling. There's something called turbo lag, and I'm sure you're aware of that. Takes a second or two for the turbo to spool up and then for you to get boost. So it's kind of funny. You, like, lay on the accelerator and then you hit.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, now I just got a truck, and so
I've actually felt it before. Guy I'm friends with, I used to go to lunch with him, and we'd ride in his car. I was younger. He had an S2000.
Ooh.
All right, first off, that thing is very low to the ground. Second off, when it moves, you feel it.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to say, car. He had another one that was like he had another car that was like souped up, and it was like an S series, I think.
My one of my best friends, Matthew, has a Miata that he's been souping up. He just recently got a turbo kit for it and everything.
I'm fine with my truck.
Yeah, I like my truck. I'm very happy with it.
I do gotta wash it though. It is very dirty.
I picked out a good color. Black is a hard color to keep clean, and I realized that with my Veloster, which it does look like a nice. It's a nice car. I enjoyed it. It's very fun. It's definitely a sporty car if you get the turbo, or even the step up is called their N series, their Nitro series, which is that's a very fast car. But yeah, I like truck life. It's fun. I picked gray. That's what I was gonna say. So gray stays clean for a lot longer than black does.
And white.
Yeah. I was like washing that Veloster every other day, which sucked.
I don't like washing my truck. I do it though, and like at this point, I need to do it. So after next time I go and get gas, I'm gonna wash it as well. I wash my truck too, by the way. Like I do it myself.
There you go.
I don't go out to a drive-through wash.
I don't like to go through a drive-through because I'm scared that their equipment's gonna scratch the ever-living shit out of my truck, and it's a brand new truck, and I don't want to ruin it. But I don't have the necessary equipment at my apartment in order to wash a vehicle because there are no hoses around my apartment building, which sucks. But I have to go to like one of the ones that you drive to it, but you do it yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Yeah. So I go to one of those ones, which is pretty nice. It costs about $10 to wash my truck if I do it really good, so it's not too bad. And I do that. I've done that once or twice. No, once with my truck so far. So pretty cool.
Yeah, normally I'd use a hose, but my grandfather got a power washer, so I go over there and use that.
There you go. I need to get one. I want to get a nicer one though, because I don't want to ruin the paint on my truck. One that has like a variable speed and can put soap through it. Yeah. But that's truck stuff and accident life.
Another thing that happened was about 2 weeks ago. My dog died, which was a very emotional time for me. He was just old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was about in his 90s or so. He'd stopped eating.
Mm-hmm.
And his legs, he was having a hard time walking to start off. But eventually, like, his legs, they gave out. And so he was just laid out on the living room floor. He couldn't move. He was like that for a couple days where we kept trying to get him to get up, and things like that. He just wasn't having it. He couldn't, and we had to call the vet, and thankfully the vet came over. Mm-hmm. They took care of that. It was just a very hard time for us. And after, now that he's gone, it's hard to keep looking around the house thinking he's there. So that was a big thing that happened.
Losing a family member is definitely a terrible thing to go through, and had to lose a couple dogs in my time, so it's never fun.
Yeah, that was just a rough time, and I'm probably going to talk about it some more Monday because I'm seeing my therapist.
There we go.
Moving on though.
So you're playing some Wolfenstein?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein. I decided to do a Wolfenstein week.
How was that?
All right, well, first off, I decided to play on the hardest difficulty.
Why would you torture yourself?
I've already beaten them before. I've beaten them on the hardest difficulty.
Goodness.
So it wasn't really a problem. It's just doing it again, kind of. First off, I started with the Old Blood, which is a prequel game.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy. That was like the easiest game, if I'm being completely honest with you. And it was the shortest. It was only 8 chapters. After I beat that, I played the New Order, which is technically the first game in the series.
Yeah.
Again, beating it before, it's 16 chapters. Played it on the hardest difficulty. I really only had troubles with like 2 spots in the whole game. Like I died several times throughout it, but I really died a lot on these specific areas. And like one was a bridge level where I had to stop streaming. I had to take a break for a while. It was starting to get to me. Mm-hmm. Then I came back a few hours later and I beat the game.
There you
go. I'm currently on Wolfenstein the New Colossus.
There you go.
That game is immensely harder.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. The normal of that game is about the hard difficulty of the previous games. That's how much of a pain in the ass it is. So imagine playing it on like the hardest difficulty.
Dark Souls style.
Dark Souls is fucking easy. Alright, I can play Dark Souls and beat it, and I did like speed runs of Bloodborne.
Jesus.
So yeah, I'm still playing Wolfenstein 2. I recently started it. At first I attempted Mein Leben, which is the difficulty you unlock after beating the game. I didn't realize that it was 1 life only.
Permadeath.
Yeah, so if you die, it immediately takes you back to the new game screen.
Fuck.
So I attempted that twice and died twice, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna play on the hardest difficulty, before Mein Leben. Like, I'm gonna have to attempt that one on my own, because there is an achievement for it that I don't have. 0.01% of the people who play this game have it.
Jesus.
Like, fuck.
I've played a couple of games where it's permadeath, and that has to be the most ridiculous difficulty setting on Earth. Some games do it right, though.
I've done no death runs on like the Soulsborne games.
Jesus.
That's easier.
Some, like I was saying, some games do it right. I like a progression. That's not the right term, actually. I like where your character dies, and in game, the other characters realize your character died. I like games like that. I think that's a really unique thing. Uh, it's pretty interesting. Like No Man's Sky, for example, has a mode where you only have one life, which sucks. But it is possible, because you start in the same galaxy, it's possible to get back to where you were at. I had gotten super fucking far though when I died, and so I'm still not to the point of where I was at, which sucks. I put a lot of time into that game. I kind of like it. Definitely the biggest tease ever as far as games go, but it has come a long way since it came out.
I never played that game, to be honest. Like, I'm very picky at this point about what games I play, because I only like certain ones. Like, I love the Wolfenstein series. I will play the shit out of that, although I probably won't after this.
Why?
I don't think I'd want to touch Wolfenstein for a very long time afterwards.
Just because you played the ever-living piss out of it, or?
Yeah, at this point, yeah. It's just, that's a lot, man. I'd play Gears of War. I love that game. Maybe I'll play Halo. I'm not sure anymore at this point in time. Like, I actually have my games right here that I can just grab and go through the list.
Are you excited for Infinite at all?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it at this point. I didn't even look through it. But first off, Wolfenstein the New Colossus Steelbook. You know, sadly I got Wolfenstein the New Order here, but it's that shitty GameStop case. I have the Old Blood in its digital version.
There's something nice about getting the metal cases.
Yeah.
You know? It just feels good.
I got Wolfenstein Youngblood here. I haven't played it yet, but I have Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
There you go.
Shadow of War.
Oh, Shadow of War is pretty good.
There's Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Gears is also a good series.
Gears of War 4. Yeah.
They're coming out with the new Gears, aren't they?
Are you talking about Gears Tactics?
Maybe.
Because that's the one that recently came out.
Yeah.
It's like a top-down squad shooter, tactic game.
That's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that would definitely be that's already out. Yeah, that's the newest one.
How do you feel about that?
Haven't played it yet, but I do like games similar to that. Like, I played StarCraft and Warcraft. And I played Halo Wars once upon a time. And I kind of enjoyed that.
Halo Wars, I remember that.
I'm debating on getting the Halo games. And I don't know if I'd get them on PC, though. Like, if I got Halo and Gears 5, would you get them as well? Because they're co-op.
I would get the Master Chief edition. Yeah.
The Master Chief collection?
Yeah, the collection, there you go. I'd be down to get that, because I really enjoyed the Halo games. Now, my one kind of caveat to that, I guess, as far as Halo goes, but when they first released the Master Chief edition on PC, it sucked hard because it wouldn't run well on PC. They've since then optimized it, and I hope it's gotten better. Hi, buddy. Give me just a second. I'm going to mute my mic first. Everyone say hello to G.
No, it's a kitty cat.
he wanted to be a part of my life and jump up on my lap. So I'm gonna pet him for a while, and he'll be in frame a little bit.
I'm looking at the Master Chief Collection right now.
There you go.
Uh,
I don't know if you'll be able to tell whether or not it's gotten better, but when I first got it, they only had a couple of games because they haven't released all of the collection yet on PC.
Here's everything that comes with the Master Chief Collection on Steam.
Okay.
Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition,
Okay.
Halo 2 Anniversary,
There you go.
Halo 3,
Of course.
Halo 3 ODST,
Hey,
and Halo
ODST.
4.
Okay.
The only thing that it doesn't come with is Halo 5.
Right.
Is that on Steam? Halo 5?
I don't think so.
No.
At least not to my knowledge.
No, it is not.
I don't know if you can hear him purring or not, but he's being silly. You're so silly.
Yeah, what about Gears 5? Would you get that?
Let me see. How much is it right now? That's the question. If it's still at AAA price, I probably won't be able
On
to.
Steam, Gears 5 is $39.99, and the Game of the Year edition is $59.99.
Okay. It's the Game of the Year's the more expensive one. Man, I'm lucky I'm wearing my Carhartt pants right now because this dude has some claws.
Halo Chief, the Halo Master Chief edition collection is $39.99.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Are all of the games co-op?
For Halo or
Yeah.
yeah,
For
every
Halo.
every Halo game's co-op.
Even Evolved?
Yeah.
That like online co-op. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Because like that's not how that game was co-opted in ye old days.
Yeah, it was. It was co-op.
Was it online co-op though? I thought it was only local the first time it released.
Hang on.
Because like online gaming was not a thing at that time, at least to my knowledge.
I think it was because
You be careful, boy. Dude, I'm so excited for ODST. That was my favorite. Reach was really good too. I remember when that first came out. I was playing it with my older brother. That game was intense.
yeah, because it had multiplayer.
Yeah.
The original Halo game did.
Multiplayer, yeah.
So it had to have online co-op.
Okay. I have the original. This is kind of a funny thing. I have Halo Combat Evolved, the original game, installed on a flash drive.
Do you really?
So that I could take it. I used to do this a lot in high school, so that I could take that game with me, because as far as storage goes, it's very tiny.
Oh yeah, all the Halo games are like 2 gigabytes worth of memory.
Yeah, they're super tiny. So you literally can install it on a flash drive and run it off of a flash drive because of how low maintenance it was. So I literally have the original. I just plug it in and would play it all the time.
You ready for this?
How the fuck?
You ready for this?
What's
the Halo Master Chief collection on Steam, it has 43 gigabytes of storage.
Yep. Tiny. They're good games. They are very optimized.
That's like 6 games.
Yeah. I would be down to get the Halo edition. Stream that.
Yeah, I would too.
I'm gonna check G2A and see if it's on sale.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic because my kitty cat was being a brat.
It says here the Steam key on G2A for global is
Is more
40. Yeah,
expensive.
it's more expensive.
Yeah. So I probably won't get it on GTA or G2A. Then I'll just get it on Steam. Sometimes G2A has some really good discounts. Like apparently you can get the Xbox Live key for $20.
Yeah,
But
which is cheaper.
the Steam key for whatever reason is just expensive. Sometimes that can happen.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'd be down to do that. Do that later today if you wanted to.
I don't have it yet. I want to get it. I'm waiting on some money.
I'll get it. Maybe I'll stream some of it later then.
So Marvel has ruined Alien for me.
Why is that? We were hopeful that they weren't going to.
They came out with a new Alien comic, and it's extremely weird, and I don't think it really follows a story, at least the one that's like good. And I looked at the xenomorphs on one of the pages for it. Mm-hmm. They traced an image of the toys, like of those back there that I have. Like they had pictures of those, and they traced over them. Because I looked at them, they're different. They're different xenomorphs as I'm looking through all of them, and one of them is There, two of them are two different toys that I have over there.
That's so dumb.
And then there was like some weird alien that apparently has breasts.
Oh, so they have to be progressive with aliens now?
I don't know. All I know is that Marvel has ruined the Alien franchise. They weren't the first to do it.
There was a female one in.
There's a queen.
Yeah.
But this thing isn't a queen. I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember the freaking movie, where they go to the actual planet. The cyborg's like realizing that he's a cyborg, I guess, is one of the more main points of the movie. But they have a female xenomorph that has tits.
No.
In that movie, I'm pretty sure.
No, none of the Alien movies do. I have all of them. I've seen them many times.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me see.
Did you watch some weird porn and did you think it was like the movie?
This is possible. Let's see.
I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. It isn't a part of the Alien franchise.
Huh. Well. So I was just watching freaky porn, I guess, but
apparently,
I could have swore that was the thing. What are you doing?
Are you? Maybe you're getting confused on something. Are you thinking of Alien Resurrection, the scene where they see all the Ripley clones?
I don't think so.
Look up Alien Resurrection Ripley clones. I'm not going to do it because I can't show it on screen because there are tits in that scene.
I don't think that's Ripley clones. I don't think that's the movie that I'm thinking of. Let's see, images. Yep.
Is that the one you were thinking of?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, no, those are clones of Ripley. They were trying to clone her so they can get the xenomorph from her. Because
It's just
she had
freaky.
died in Alien 3.
That's just freaky.
Yeah. That whole movie's freaky. It was directed by a French guy, so it should be. I'm pretty sure it was a French guy. Hang on. Yeah, Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
I was thinking of the movie Prometheus.
Prometheus?
Yeah. It's canon. That's the movie I was thinking about.
I don't know what you're talking about on Prometheus. Of a female alien. You're gonna have to send me a link.
I don't know if it has a female alien in it, but
It
that
doesn't.
was the movie that I was thinking about.
I don't. No. And also, fuck that movie.
Why?
It was just a horrible fucking movie. They ruined the space jockey for one.
It wasn't good.
They ruined the space jockey. And they made it an engineer, and they showed that that was just like a suit he wore instead of it being him, and like that was fucked up. Then they changed like the history of the alien and the lore and how it came to be by adding the black fucking goo. Oh, and then like, you know, and then like they made it, the engineers wanted to kill the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know why?
Why?
Because Jesus Christ was an engineer, and the engineer sent Jesus down to us, and we killed him. And so they wanted to kill us.
That's dumb.
Yes, it is! It's extremely dumb, and it ruined the franchise. And then there was whatever the fuck that deacon thing was at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, from that spawned from the trilobite, which is like a prototype face hugger, and the engineer.
Prototype face hugger.
Yeah, I say that it's called a trilobite, and it's essentially an octopus thing, and it face fucked the engineer and then planted a deacon in it.
Yep.
I'm not making this up. That's how the movie went. In case anyone's wondering, that is. I'm not joking.
I closed my notes by accident.
Like, and then there was Alien Covenant.
Yep.
Which, fuck everyone, that movie sucked, but it was one of the funniest movies that ever came out.
You thought it was more of a comedy, or what?
I laughed my ass off during the scene where Michael Fassbender kissed Michael Fassbender. You cannot tell me that shit's not fucking hilarious.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
And also, apparently David made the Xenomorphs now. Which I don't like at all.
They can't seem to keep a consistent lore.
No, Ridley Scott can't seem to keep a consistent lore.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm scared for the Alien franchise now that it's in the hands of Disney.
Yeah. Disney has a fun time with killing things. Like Star Wars.
Oh, God. And then, before we get to Star Wars, because we're going to talk about that for a while, probably. There's a game coming out that I'm going to get, no matter what. Aliens Fireteam. Oh, God, I can't wait to play that game. It's going to be so awesome.
Explain it to me. I haven't really watched anything on it, so.
All right, so the premise, basically, it starts somewhere between Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Your main characters are colonial marines.
Mm-hmm.
They're whoever you want to play as, essentially. And it's a squad. It's a 3-person squad-based third-person shooter. And there are 4 campaigns with various degrees of missions and whatnot to go through. I don't know if it's going to follow a set story.
So like a Left 4 Dead kind of situation?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Like, picture like Killing Floor and Left 4 Dead had a child.
Okay.
And it's good. It looks amazing. Like, I've seen the gameplay. I've seen the alpha gameplay, and it looks great. You're gonna have several classes. Like, there's a recon class, doc, gunner, demolitionist, and I think like 1 or 2 more. And they look amazing.
I'll have to look up some videos for that.
Yeah, I'm on their Discord. It's just a bunch of alien nerds talking alien. Essentially that one. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy that, because so far it looks like the only thing that isn't ruining the Alien franchise. At Star Wars, though, we can finally talk about that.
Yes.
Several things. Well, one thing really that we could talk about that's new. Star Wars. The original Clone Wars animated series is going to be put on Disney Plus.
Yes, the 2005.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I remember watching bits and pieces of it as a kid.
Yeah, that's like that animated series show where Anakin got the scar on his eye.
Yep.
And it also showed that's where we first got introduced to Ventress as well. And Grievous.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah, I want to watch it religiously for the first time, because again, I didn't really watch it all that much when I was a kid, and
have you not seen it like all the way through?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna hook you up then, because it's on YouTube. Like so. Alright, I just sent you volume 1. And volume 2.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's only like 2 volumes. Oh, God. I'm gonna watch the hell out of that. I'm on Disney Plus right now looking at the, because I wanted to see if it was on yet.
Yeah, do you know when the release date is?
No, hang on.
Because I just heard about it, like, through the grapevine. And, I'd rather... Well, you just sent it to me, so I'll be watching it, but... I was kind of disappointed when I got on Disney Plus and it wasn't there. It's like, what?
Yeah, it was originally made by Gendy Tartakovsky.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's coming in April.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, that'll be soon. April 2nd at that. On April 2nd, Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 1 and 2 will arrive on Disney Plus, along with Star Wars Ewoks Season 1 and 2 and Ewoks The Battle for Endor. Yeah, Tartovsky or Tartak. Fuck that. That's a hell of a name. Uh,
Tartovsky?
yeah, something like that.
Hey, boy.
Tartakov is. Fuck it. It's a Russian name.
Tartakovit.
Anyway, he's best known as the creator of Samurai Jack.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, so that's how you know it's a good series.
Dude, I watched the last season of Samurai Jack, and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is where the series needed to be.
Yeah, that was a very adult Samurai Jack as well.
Yes, it was.
Like, that was for the kids who watched it back in the day. They're now grown up.
They knew their target audience.
Yeah, but I'm looking on Disney Plus here, and if you go to the Star Wars sections, it has an Ahsoka Tano Essential Episodes section. Oh, man. So, I'm going through here, and I'm just looking at all this stuff. I still haven't watched Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Yeah, I've been, like, hard.
You just don't want to?
Yeah, I have it on, like, it's on my laptop, and it's on cute. Disney Plus. Like, yeah. I can watch it whenever I want. I just choose not to.
I mean...
And honestly, I think that's the good choice, is not to fucking watch it.
If I had to pick my favorite of the new three, it would be the last installment, for sure.
Really?
But, here's my caveat to that. It's super unrealistic. And it...
hang on, as unrealistic as a sci-fi Star Wars series can be.
Yeah. It like fucks everything up as far as lore goes, as far as continuity goes, because it like doesn't. There's a lot of shit that she says, and she claims that she is. I don't know how much you know about the movie, but
I know enough to know that it ruined Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, and I was like, "Excuse me, what?"
I know about Exegol.
Yeah.
It's like the homeworld of the Sith, like bullshit.
It doesn't make sense. It's just dumb. And there's a point where she's holding a weapon. It's like just a dagger.
Yeah, it was a dagger, and yeah, it's like this dagger has done unspeakable evil.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm just like,
aren't you using the Youngling Slayer 9000?
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, it's not.
That weapon murdered children. Ma'am.
I mean, that is a sacrificial blade at best.
Yeah, that blade has done nothing compared to what Anakin did with it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just so dumb. But it could have been done in a way better. That whole thing could have been done in a way better way.
Then, there was the Force heal thing.
Yeah, that. It's just kind of silly. We've always known that Jedi could heal themselves to a certain degree.
We've known this for a long time now.
But the way they do it in the show is just like, back to 100%, which is weird. It's just weird. They did a lot of silly things.
The problem that I had with it was first off, Rey and Ben could do it.
Yeah.
The fuck do you mean? That's not how the Force works.
I just don't understand. It's like, it's as if it's like they claim that it's in their blood, but that's not really true. You have to
Anakin couldn't do it.
You have to learn these things, though.
Anakin went out of his way to try to find some way to save Padme.
And came really fucking close.
And you're telling me that he doesn't know Force heal after all this, and yet Ben Solo, who is a Jedi for all of, 2 years? And Rey, who has no training, whatsoever. No real training, anyway.
I have some unfortunate news now that we just started talking about Star Wars. I have to go pick up my girlfriend.
Oh god.
She can't hang at work apparently.
Oh really?
Yeah, she's having some pretty bad pain, I can imagine. So,
how long do you think that's gonna take?
Half an hour. I could be back if that's a thing. We can do like a part 2.
Yeah, I think we can do that. We can stop now and just do like a whole Star Wars stream. We'll just call this one the podcast, and then we'll just do a whole thing dedicated to Star Wars.
All right, that sounds good.
All right.
Sorry about the abrupt end, guys. As I said in the beginning,
hour 15 minutes, so we're good. Yeah, he's got to go pick up his girlfriend, and we're gonna end this. This will be the last. This would be the end. This is episode 15. We will be doing a Star Wars stream here in a little while, so until then, man.
See you guys.